This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? We are fucked. The end. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I don't know if Matt will hear. Yeah, I don't know if Matt will hear me, but how you doing, Matt?
I am besides myself. I do not believe this, and I give them credit. They've been working on it for fucking months, and they seem to have been able. Uh, I
Yep.
never thought they were that capable, but looks like they might be pulling it off. This
Yeah.
is disgraceful. The way this whole thing has been going, it is. It's fucking. It's a joke.
Well, it just says here that Michigan goes back to blue, breaks for Biden. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is the biggest fraud election we've ever had. Please, with less than a dozen people can translate to a win. You know what, Eric? Neither can I. Nick, how are you?
Just as shitty as all of the rest of us around here.
This is what we got to look forward to. We got the economy crashing, the stock market crashing, gas prices going up, diesel prices going up, food prices going up, taxes going up, people losing their businesses from being overtaxed, big business moving out of the country, and China taking over with their reign of financial terror and cheap shit. Illegal aliens pouring over the border, making our cities bigger shitholes than they were already. Trump filed lawsuits, so keep your fingers crossed. Well, he better have some big ass fucking evidence of
That
selection.
50 cents will get you cut up. A suit ain't gonna mean shit.
I doubt it.
I mean, you're looking at the United States.
We waited much too long to try to stop this. At best, Trump was a stopgap to begin with. Although it's not over, you're right. I get a very bad feeling that it is.
You know, Trump's still ahead, like four
Well,
points in Pennsylvania. But that's the cheapest damn state
Well,
there is.
I mean, he supposedly won Florida, and why is his count not going up? I don't understand their tally system. He hasn't been moved up at all day long. I don't.
He hasn't won anything all day long.
Yeah, Florida's in there. Florida's
Yeah.
already in the tally.
Florida's already in the tally. Yep. Was since last night. Max says it's not over till the fat lady sings. Well, she's warming up in the rafters, I'm tell you right now.
Well, I just told the wife. I said, "What size shoes you wearing?" She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, fuck. Now I got to go find the nearest Foot Locker and steal like 10 pairs and burn the motherfucker down because we lost.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's legal these days.
Apparently. No, they're going off in North Carolina. They're going off in D.C. They're going off everywhere. I'm absolutely shocked, flabbergasted, etc., etc. I can't believe that there's not that many ignorant people, Larry. This is voter fraud, plain and simple. I looked at that fucking map on Fox News. He was leading in damn near every county, and all of a sudden, that Joe Biden gets enough votes to fucking win. Horse shit. It's all horse shit. They have to really look into it. They're not going to look into it. If Biden wins, it's all going away. The Biden crime family will be clean as the driven snow. Even when they do
Right
look
back at it.
even when they do look into this shit, nothing happens. They're showing Biden won 10 counties in Michigan, Trump won all the rest, yet Biden's getting the votes there. Yep. I haven't been this depressed in a long time. Larry, you don't know the half of it. And I got to tell you, it's not like anybody was going to jail or the swamp was being drained or any of that bullshit. It was just that, and that is about to resume here pretty soon. And then when Joe quits, then we get Kamala. Who has already threatened to make us pay for voting for Trump in the first place. It's over, folks.
We're going to pay, all right.
Yeah. Yep. And then they're going to go after the guns. They're going to go after all our money. You name it, they're going after it. And like Matt said, they've been working on this shit for 4 years. The mail-in voting was the first thing. You know. Same with Virginia.
Oh, yeah, like Pennsylvania. They changed like a month ago. They don't need signatures. They don't need a verified. They don't even need a signature on the ballot.
Yeah.
They changed it a month ago. The states changed all.
That's Democratic bullshit. It's plain simple. Becky Tatum is here. How you doing, Becky? It is depressing. I can tell you this, guys. I'm done with Fox News. Because Eric is same with Virginia. 9:20 yesterday, Trump had 52% of the vote. Then they painted the state blue. Then a few hours later, Biden shows at 52%. Yeah, Fox News, and they 13 million people watched that shit last night, and I feel like I'm the only one talking about how fucked up their election map was. Favor for just tonight. I love you.
My big thing
I don't want to hear about fucking Obama or any of that bullshit. I don't. Okay? I really don't want to hear about Obama. I just don't want to hear about Obama tonight. Well, if everything you are saying is true, it's been nice knowing you. Well, Fred, it's your choice of what you think right here and now. There are people saying it's not over till it's over, but deep down inside, I think they all know. But then that's just my opinion. And everybody's allowed to think what they want. But in the end, the House. I think we're barely holding on to the Senate. You know, no point in being depressed. You may need to fight back with whatever means necessary. Be an asshole to you either. But let me ask you something. You guys have been pissed off for a long time. How many of you are fighting back whatever means necessary? You really think people are going to get up out of their fucking comfortable chair in their living room and go out and fight in the streets with guns and all kinds of shit? Think about it. It's not going to happen. We're going to get fucking steamrolled by the New World Order, globalists, whatever the fuck you want to call them. We're going to get steamrolled. And before you know, we'll be being ruled by a bunch of motherfuckers like you guys used to be who weren't elected. I remember Brexit Day. There was so much hope. And look at it now. I remember the day Trump was a lot of hope. And look, this is, of course, the world's going to take advantage, but it doesn't matter about the world. It matters about a place like Russia and China and our already compromised president. Mitch McConnell has already said that Biden administration could forget about getting anything done for 2 years, and we'll see what happens the next fucking election. The problem with this country is that we don't have a mainstream media who will investigate these politicians for their corruption, lies, and bullshit. Instead, they play along with them and help them. So when you put that together with the liberal school system that has raised a lot of these fucking idiot children with communism and socialism is good and capitalism is evil, this is what you get. Bunch of fucking dumbasses who do not realize what's about to happen to them.
Yeah, Louisiana's fucked with all the oil industry. Louisiana, Texas, mid north, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania. Even Pennsylvania. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
If I were you guys,
It ain't them. It ain't them, Nick. It ain't them. Trump, I told you, Trump would win. But I said the problem was, would he be reelected? That's the fucking problem.
Well, yeah, there's that. Man, you couldn't even pull off a caper like this.
So I got tipped my hat. I couldn't.
well, if I were you guys, all you got 401ks and shit, I would start seriously thinking about pulling it out and maybe sticking it under the mattress or something. Because the day he gets declared the president, the 401ks and everything else is just going to crash. And all that money you gained.
That's the first thing I thought about.
I mean, Nick said he lost.
No, I haven't seen what the fuck the stock market has been doing yet. Following all this turmoil, I'm sure it's crashing as well.
Well, no, actually, it went up around 800 points at one point today, but then it went all the way back down to like 340 something.
Yep.
If Biden gets declared, then it's gonna take a shit.
I don't know what the penalties and all that are for that, but I can tell you this: everybody's 401 is going to take a nosedive. Trump should have his kids start that media conglomerate.
Yeah.
Well, I better watch that closely because I can pull my shit out with no penalty. I'm old enough. So if this starts, I might have to bail on it. We were already talking about that, putting it in like CDs in a bank or something else. I don't know. Might have to expedite this.
If you take it out, you'll have to give up 75% of it to taxes and penalties. Better to.
It's not that high, but it's not far off. It's a 20% penalty for early withdrawal, plus whatever your taxes are. Because you have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, the government has you.
Above the
I
penalty.
don't know. I mean, I always had mine set up. Mine were prepaid, and I'm old enough to take it out without penalty. So I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Well, in the end,
Oh, you had a Roth 401k. You had a Roth 401k, not a traditional 401k. Because I have a Roth as well. That's pre-tax. My traditional 401k is not taxed. So I get a penalty when I start withdrawing.
Now, would you get a penalty if you just moved it? Like I was thinking about putting it in bank CDs or something, but
Trump won Florida, Robert.
you don't actually cash it in. Would you get a penalty?
Now, that I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked into moving it.
Well, first
Either
of all,
way,
let's.
it's never been taxed.
First of
You're gonna
all,
get taxed on it one way or the other.
First of all, people, let me make this very clear. Make sure you talk to somebody who knows about your IRA or your financial situation. Do not just do it because I said I would think about it or I would do it or whatever. Okay, I don't have a 401k. Okay, 401k. All right, I got Jerry. That's it. Um, but they're all going to take a hit if you keep it the way it is. There's this I know they're going to all take a hit because they're all invested in the stock market. Where you think your money comes from? They didn't even make
That's
the
exactly
cheat
where it
looking
comes from.
legit. Biden hitting exactly 270 with Nevada. Listen, good because we have our sights on Florida than fucking Minnesota. Let me explain something to you, Robert. If you decide to move to South Florida, you're going to be in liberal land. North Florida up to the Panhandle, near like Alabama and Georgia and all that. The only places that are liberal from there up are the cities. If you look at the Fox News election map and then click on Florida, you will see where the liberal is.
Well, I'll tell all these fuckers, you got what you wanted. Now you got to reap what you sowed. There, live with it.
By the
You know,
way,
I'm fucking old. I only feel bad for young people that they're gonna live in a communist fucking country.
according
That don't
to
mean shit to me. I'm about ready to pack it in
according to
and
you,
take my dirt nap pretty soon, anyways.
according to Eric Driver, he's hit 270. They gave him Nevada. He won 2 counties in Nevada, and they gave him Nevada. Do you guys have any fucking
Fox
idea?
hadn't called that one yet.
Do you guys have any fucking idea how much work it took to put this into place to steal a presidential election? This ain't fucking mayor of some dink town like Chiefland where I live. This is the presidential election of the United States.
Well, they've had 4 years to do it, and they've been doing it for the whole fucking 4 years. So couldn't be that fucking hard.
Deborah Cole says, I'm telling you all that Michigan and Pennsylvania are Trump. Arizona had to retract. I did hear Arizona retracted. I did hear that. And Wisconsin is challenged.
Well,
It's not
now,
done.
does it matter? I thought, is it the first one to get to 270, or is it a total count? You know, it's like ding, 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 you get to 270 and it's over.
Find out, ask Eric where he got his information, and we'll go look there. All right. But Fox News was
Arizona said Arizona called it Biden, and only 84% votes are in.
Yeah, but Deborah said they retracted, and I did hear that.
It's live on Trump, on Fox. Like, yeah.
I brought a Sharpie to every election I go to now, and that's how I vote. That's it. I don't use the pen they give you. I use a Sharpie. Most people that I saw just either had their own pen or whatever, where I voted, or you know, a few of them took the pen. I have no reason to bring. I vote with a Sharpie. Just because the news says it so doesn't mean crap. I get that, Deborah, but I gotta tell you, when you look at, Deborah, I'm looking at the entire track record here of the Democrats and in their relationship with Trump. And it all leads to something like this. They have tried everything to get rid of him. Every downright dirty ass lie and underhanded skullduggery they have tried. It's fallen off them. Maybe this will too. Is that it don't look good at the moment. And now we're depending on the Supreme Court, and nobody really knows how they're going to vote on this. They don't. Everybody's so hopeful. We got Amy Coney Barrett, and we got this. Don't mean anything.
What is the precedence for this? I don't even know what the protocol is for. Jesus Christ! I see Giuliani on TV squawking up and down. That how the fuck that they're calling it's bizarre, man. This is just I wish I lived 150 years ago right now. I really do. It would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to know why Maine re-elected the dinosaur Susan Collins. She ran as a Republican when she should have been running as a Democrat. Well, every patriot I'm talking to all over are gearing up. I'm so tired of hearing about people talking about gearing up. Listen, At this point, I think we're going to see a war in this country before we die. And most of us are too fucking old to fight it, and we're going to get killed. We were provided a black felt marker and told we needed to use it. Something is up here in Minnesota. I have friends who feel the same way.
Yeah, that was reported earlier. That's against the law.
I had
You can't use felt
uh,
because it can be changed.
I had to have a fellow remove his Trump hat. He called me a Democrat. I don't know. There were people walking in and out with Trump hats on. Where I was voting, nobody cared. I used the machine, and after I voted, it went off. Paper jam. There's several states they're giving to Biden, even though most of their counties voted red. Yep. There's a mate. Eric, I gotta be honest. You know, you and me. Sometimes we agree. Most of the times, we just whatever. But you said it last night. The numbers were not adding up at all. As a matter of fact, this should have been as close to a landslide as we've seen since Nixon last night, and it wasn't. Not even close. Well, Fred, I don't like what they're saying either. I don't. I think at some point we're going to be pushed into something, but I don't. That point has not yet come, and it better be the last possible freaking thing because everybody seems to think that we could win a war against the United States military, and that is just as false as possible. And we're not going into that again, but I'm just saying we are not going to beat the United States military. And the United States military is just not going to lay down their fucking arms and come to us. It's not going to happen. I hear we will be.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna beat them at? I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna have a new Alamo or something? What is the point of that shit?
Yeah.
Who are you gonna fight and what for? Who are you gonna fight and what for? And they're gonna kill everybody that tries to we had to storm the White House or the Capitol. They're gonna kill everybody. That I know everybody is pissed and wants to do something, but you've got nobody to fight. You're fighting like fucking farts in the wind. Who are you gonna fight?
Listen, I'm not condoning violence, but when expatriates and ex-police officers are gearing up, you better believe they don't like what they're hearing. I'm not condoning violence, but they're gearing up right now. I agree. There's a lot of people out there who think this is the only way. I gotta tell you, if Trump fucking does end up losing, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm hard pressed to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do. I have no more ideas. Not that they use any of my ideas anyway, or anybody else for that matter. But one of the problems we have is we have too many people want to be general, and not enough people want to be soldiers. And then on the other hand, we got too many people that think that we just need to. There's been people wanting a civil war since Obama. And I don't think they've thought this shit through. Now we have secession going to be on the 2022 ballot. Secession. Texas is going to succeed. I think they can. You're a republic.
Well, that's what I said. That would be
the
legal thing for states to do, and then the federal federal government say no, you can't, and then it's like yes, we are, and no, you can't, and there you go.
Yeah. Stephen Toller wants to know how many of you on here are combat veterans. It's a good question. I was in the Marine Corps. I was in the Air Force. We're not in combat with the bullets flying over our head. And even so,
I got a campaign ribbon technically, but I don't claim no kind of bullshit. But whatever.
I mean, I'm 57 years
I was
old.
still in my dad's sack while he was in Korea. I guess I served there.
I'm 57 years old with
Well,
arthritis.
yeah, you traveled the world. There you go. And even if you didn't know it,
Yeah. I mean, I'm 57 years old with arthritis everywhere. My fat ass is going to lay down in the fucking yard and keep shooting until they kill me. That's about as far as I'm getting. I ain't walking 25, 30, 40, 50 miles. You know, I mean, if somebody wants to drive me to a fighting hole, and I'll get in there and, I'll fight till they shoot me there. Okay. But in the end,
well, Terry, let's not put this like an Alamo John Wayne movie. The only thing it's going to do is the economy is going to fucking crumble, and people are going to be fucking poor as fuck probably, and then you might have problems on an individual basis. I don't see the Chinese parachuting in here and trying to take over it. Well, Joe would let him in, but
yeah, who knows? They don't have to parachute in. They've already got us. How much money do we owe?
Like Obama did.
Me, and unfortunately, yeah, Max is a combat veteran. Career Army, career British Army. So, me, and unfortunately, when it comes to this type of situation, violence is the only cure. Yeah, and it's getting to that point. And, I got to tell you, 2 or 3 years ago, I can't tell you how many times we argue with people about that's not going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Now it's like, the corruption and whatever it is you want to call it is so damned in our face. I mean, all it took was a tax on tea in 1776, and that's what people rely on. But you got to remember, things were much different in 1776. They didn't have the internet, the telephones, none of that. You wanted to go see your buddy in the next town, you needed 2 hours just to get on a horse and ride over there. It wasn't the same. Our governor.
Well, no, not at all. It was a lot more. You're talking about like the Tea Party. I mean, they took actions, or the Concord Green, and then there wasn't like an instantaneous response. It took like a month before the fucking British found out what happened, so they had a chance to like regroup and plan for, oh, now they're gonna come and fucking try to fuck us up. Not like they're gonna be there in half an hour and fucking hose you down. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what I'm going to tell everybody. 7 years ago, I did the best thing I could ever do, and we got the hell out of. It is a small city, but still. Okay, Vero Beach, Florida, and moved out to the rural area in the northern part of the state. I don't live in a subdivision anymore. I don't. My neighbor is one of the. I got one neighbor. I just went to see him today. Nice, very nice man. in the end, we don't have riots here. We don't even have protests here. That's what I did. That is the best thing we ever did. And believe me when I tell you, I don't know how people live in big cities when you don't know what road to turn down and if somebody's going to attack you.
Oh yeah, no, it's I've lived in the big cities. I've been, I've gone to Cleveland a lot of times, and I've taken wrong turns and got mixed up and ended up in fucking places I shouldn't have been, and it was like, oh shit, I shouldn't be here right now. And you black dude, I was at a gas station, got gas because I was like fucking lost, and the black dude in the store goes, brother, you should not be here right now. He says, get the fuck out of here as fast as you can. I'm like, okay, which way should I go? And he gave me directions.
Oh, listen to this one. When I was going to LSU, lived in Baton Rouge, I worked at an Italian restaurant. And I worked with this black guy, really nice black guy. Well, his car had broke down. Somebody brought him to work, and he asked me if I could get a ride home. And on the way home, he told me, Dickie, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you where to slow down. He said, just come to a slow roll. Don't even come to a stop. I'll jump out the car, and you get your white ass out of here as fast as you can.
David Moon.
There you have it.
David,
That was a long time ago.
David Moon says, Jerry, I'm not trying to teach you to suck eggs, but a 9-man team can cause a lot of problems. You don't need to fight the army. Hit the target and bug out somewhere else. Yeah, I know. Guerrilla warfare, basically. It's like the only chance that we would ever have. And it would take years and years. It'd be like any of these other countries where you got one guerrilla type army, more or less, versus the government. And the guerrillas do quite a bit of damage. But
oh yeah,
how many?
That's all good on paper. And who are these guys? They're going to leave their families and do this shit and their jobs and blah blah blah. They got no money. It's it's a pipe dream. All that guerrilla warfare and there's going to be a goddamn. People are so fucking reliant on everything. It can't happen nowadays. It's impossible. It's a joke. Unless it comes down to dog eat dog. That's the only reason, the only way it's going to happen.
Well,
all right, who's going to be your 9-man team? They got to go to work tomorrow, and if they don't show up, maybe they get fired and they got no money coming in, feed their family and shit. How long do you think they're going to be doing this bullshit? Come on, man. This is like Red Dawn movie bullshit, man.
well, I don't know. Everybody's got their opinion. And to me, and I'm just
Oh
having
yeah,
a
another thing about all
conversation.
these tough guys that are going to do this stuff. You know what? When you do kind of shit like that, they shoot back at you. You know what I mean? It ain't like movie shit.
Max says terrorists do it every day. Well, that's true. Let me ask you this, Max. I mean, Max, I ain't fucking with you. I'm none of that. Just having a conversation. How come that's not happening in England? I mean, you guys have a lot of the same problems and some extra ones that we don't have as bad here. How come that isn't happening in England? It doesn't seem to me that your government is any less tyrannous along with all your friendly neighbors you got over there that are, fucking with everybody, especially apparently now for some reason.
Yeah, didn't they start imposing more lockdowns in that area?
Oh yeah, the whole country's locked
And
down
people
now.
getting stabbed and shit?
I don't know about in England, but I know in like France,
Oh yeah, yeah,
a lot of different
they've
places in
done
Europe.
more lockdowns in all of Europe. Amsterdam or Holland, France locked down. They've clamped down. Italy, then they're protesting because they reinstated all the lockdowns. And then people are pissed. Then they have these fucking terrorist fucking shits going on in France, Austria, Germany. It's like this is like the end of the fucking world shit.
That's an easy answer. We have no firearms. Well, that is a problem. I have to admit that. But if you really wanted some, you could get them.
Therein lies your problem, man.
Stephen, you're one guy. Now, I'm not saying you're the only one. Just saying on this show, you're one guy. Yes, you've been shot 5 times. Uh, and believe me when I tell you, myself, Matt, and Nick have nothing but respect for you. Okay, but where is the organization? This is always my first question. Where is the organization for this so-called, we'll call it a military operation? What are the logistics? Who do you pick? Okay.
Yeah, Stephen, where's the fire base that you're going to mobilize to and defend the perimeter of? Where's all this logistics and everything?
Well, let me tell you something, Max. I will tell you this about that. There will be people who give up their guns. There's always people who give up their guns when they're asked for them or told they have to. And I don't want to sound like I'm bragging because I'm not. But this is America. I can't speak for anyone else, but I ain't giving up mine. And if I got to bury him outside somewhere, I'll do that. Anita says, and we can't be outside in groups, we get fined or locked up. Yeah. It's the whole country now from what I hear. I know where Viv or Anita, I think where Max lives, um, was locked down to begin with. Kind of like here where we have uh, different states and so forth, locked down here and there and everywhere. Uh, you know, here's what I'm saying though. Like Stephen is in his 70s, I believe. I'm 57. I'm not in shape. There's groups around here. Okay, there's groups, and that's great. But you have to coordinate with other groups. And the problem that I see with these groups, Alan, is that everybody wants to be in charge because their way is the only way. And even in a guerrilla war, you have to coordinate with others. And nobody seems to want to give up their power or, I don't know, whatever, for the common good. This is our group, we're doing it our way. That's what I see. Not to mention the fact, where the fuck are these people? With the riots in the streets and everything else. Where are they?
Yeah, the most organized are, BLM and people. Those are organized. They show up on buses and shit
Mm-hmm.
by the thousands.
Yeah, and they are organized, and they're organized by people who are not in BLM or Antifa. They just want to see the downfall of the United States.
Very well funded.
Okay, where are these groups with all this shit that's going on. Yeah, we got a 17-year-old kid that's going to be charged with murder for defending himself. And he had no business being there that young in that situation by himself. No business. Okay? He obviously had no experience with none of this shit. Obviously. You know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. I wasn't in combat, but I have stood down people with guns in my fucking face. I've stood down groups of people, okay, without showing fear and not being afraid inside, with no weapons in my lifetime, because that's the kind of life I lived for a long time, even in sobriety, jobs I had. Okay. I have no doubt that I will fight. I have no doubt I will keep my mind, from panicking, so on and so forth. But I'm out of shape. I've got arthritis everywhere. It ain't like I'm going to be real useful. Okay, it's that simple. And most veterans, a lot of veterans, if you go to the VA, are old, my age or older. Okay, we don't run like we did. We don't have the reflexes like we did. We don't have any of that like we did. Half of us need glasses or hearing aids or whatever. Yeah, you do need to point them out to us, Alan, because you're the one bragging about them. Tell me who these groups are. Tell me who these groups are going to defend these cities and defend the people and the businesses. Tell me who they are, because I'm not seeing it. Now and again, you'll see a group of people stand in front of a store. Is that them? Because they ain't doing much. It's nothing personal. I'm not trying to argue with you, Alan. I'm not. But I want to know who the fuck are these people that are oh so well trained and sitting around defending America? Where are they? Who are they? Give me names of the groups.
Jerry. We know it's people have I think it's half of it is wishful thinking that we can do this and with no strategy on supplies, logistics, planning, fucking mission coordination or objectives or anything. It's kind of pie in the sky bullshit, really.
One of the biggest Achilles heel. I'm still healthy for my age. I don't want to be a general, but I will be a fire team leader again if needed. I agree with that. You do. You're not really that healthy. I mean, Christ Almighty, you had a fucking heart attack. But the point is, maybe you're over that now.
But he's still working.
Well, see, you can't kill his warrior spirit. I mean, that's the point. Everybody's got that chomping at the bit shit with no direction or organization. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, one of the things that the military has that we don't is national organization. We have no national organization. During the Civil War, when the South seceded from the North, they had a government set up. They had all kinds of shit. They had supplies coming in at the very beginning, Fort Sumter. Okay, as it went on, obviously the supplies dwindled, but nevertheless,
fucking allied foreign countries, supplies, all kinds of this shit.
Yeah.
You know that there's.
And one of the things about
not happening right now.
Groups like Alan talks about, okay, and again, I'm not fucking with Alan. I'm not fucking with anybody. I'm just having a conversation. Okay. Their Achilles heel is that everybody in the group knows he's affected. And they will torture his ass till he either does one of two things: gives everybody up, or dies. If he dies, they will go through the paperwork or his home and they will find something on the next guy in the group. And somebody in that group will not go down and die, will choose to live and give everybody else up. That's the problem. It happens in the United States military. There's always in war turncoats. Well, I got one for you. Who are the people?
Well, it is. It's crazy.
Who are the people who stole this election from Donald Trump? Who are they? I want to see him bring them out there. Who are these people that stole the election from Donald Trump? Because that's exactly what they did. You're right, and I want to see them too. But we have a pretty good idea who they are. We know the players. We know Soros. We know China. China's been in our college systems for years teaching this bullshit. It's the children in the street who are having big fun tearing shit up. It's the false narratives. Okay, it's the BLM. It's guys like Al Sharpton. There's hundreds and thousands of people that don't like Trump and want him out. Some of them have no power. Some of them have all the power. So Steven says, "Okay, Matt, I get your point, but I have been training with my son-in-law and a majority of my employees base. We defend a great radius. We will defend." Well, that's fine. That's great. But how much of a defensive war do you want to get into? Very difficult to win a defensive war. So at some point you're going to have to go on the offensive.
Well, yeah.
And if you have say,
I would say, yeah, your only defense is defend your own property, your own family, your own. Well, he's got like a complex. I mean, that's about the best you can do, really. You're not going on offense. You're going to be playing defense pretty much.
Well, the offense would come in with the guerrilla tactics and so on and so forth, which is fine. But say you have, Stephen, 100,000 rounds. You may have more, you may have less. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just a number. You have, say, 200 guys with you. Each of them has anywhere from 5,000 to 100,000 rounds. What happens when the guy with 5,000 runs out? Someone has to give him rounds. Not to mention all the ones that you may be firing off. Okay? Then what? What happens when you run out? What do you do then? You have to go try to steal some from somewhere. So where do you go? The gun shops, that guy who owned the gun shop is going to be long gone with all his guns and all his fucking ammunition hiding in a bunker somewhere. So where do you go for this? You can go to police stations. You really want to shoot up a bunch of cops? Or you can go to an army depot somewhere that may have ammo by the box load. Well, you really want to go shoot up a bunch of army guys? Because that's what it's going to take. Because they're going to defend that shit. Well, I thought the show was called The American Rebellion. Well, now we're at the point you have, and we need to get a plan if there's going to be a rebellion. That's what we're talking about, right? I agree with that. That is exactly what I'm saying. We don't have a fucking plan. We have, like, say, for instance, Stephen, if they're training together, that's fine. He has a plan for his area. That's great. I don't know what the plan is. I'm not going to ask him. That's his business and whoever he's with. Thing is, all right. I mean, I can have a plan for my property, but I can tell you this immediately. My property is the absolute worst defensive position you have ever seen in your fucking life. Surrounded by trees in an open, what some people would consider a meadow. You could hide a battalion of men in the woods around my house, and if they were very, very, very quiet, you'd never know they even moved in. Luckily, the military is like the least quiet bunch in the fucking woods you ever met in your life, so you'd know. But nevertheless,
Jerry, you gonna send a battalion after your ass? I think maybe a squad would do it.
probably less than that. Fire team would be more than enough. Send one guy. Okay, the point is, we need a national level plan with one person in charge and a chain of command. If you want to defend or fight for the country, if you're just looking to fight for your town, neighborhood, whatever, you still need a plan in place for not logistics, and logistics includes everything, including food. Now, Steven says they have their own capabilities for making gunpowder castings, lead, all that kind of stuff. Do you have brass? Do you have this? I mean, there's so many fucking things that go into this. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, we're getting pretty deep down this rabbit hole here of possibilities that, you know, worst case scenarios, and let's be a little more realistic and civil about it.
Everybody's being
I
civil.
don't know.
Everybody's being civil. Everybody.
I'm still hoping. I'm hoping that. Well, I'm saying that the United States kind of kisses ass goodbye, but I mean, all right, if Joe gets elected or they declare the winner, he's gonna like pass out and have like an aneurysm and stroke out in like a week, maybe two, after he's confirmed, and then it'll be camel toes will be running the joint.
Well, I would just like to know what the plan is. I was a lance corporal in the Marine Corps with no combat experience. I am not the one to come up with the plan. I may have some ideas about certain aspects of the plan, but that's it. I do not have the experience in the military. Well, I do have experience in coming up with shit, but not enough. Not near enough. So.
All right, Jerry, here's the plan. I'm going to come down and get you, and we're going to occupy a zoo someplace down there. So that, we got a food supply, all the animals, you know what I mean? We can kill them and fucking eat them and shit. And they can't starve us out because some of the animals are big and then, we use it for cover and shit too.
Okay. Well, we'll
Tiger King Part 2.
All right. We've been preparing since the end of the Vietnam War, Jerry. Okay. Becky Tatum says they'll cut off Joe Biden's meds. Get Kamala in there. I don't know, Gans. I wish I knew the answer. I do. I mean, I have no problem fighting for my country, and I know it'll happen to me personally. Okay, I know. It ain't like I'm a big runner or jumper or slider or anything like that. I can shoot, but all I got is I don't know automatic weapons. And it's awful goddamn hard to win a war without an automatic weapon, even if it's just a battle, and even if it's just a small battle, because they
Oh,
will
yeah.
have them.
You ain't got any frags or claymores or nothing.
Nope.
Come on.
I think that I could probably come up with some pretty good booby traps and stuff like that. But in the end, I could be walking around outside and somebody take me out, not even knowing they were there. So, just is what it
Well,
is.
let's. This is like doom and gloom, and this is almost fantasy talk about who's gonna, defend who, and it's ridiculous. I mean, like, there's no, or it's a moot point. This can't happen. I have to leave. I think I don't know.
I think what we need to do is take the day, maybe get our heads straight, and come back again uh, tomorrow, the next day, and maybe with a better attitude about all this. You guys in agreement with that? Matt, Nick, anybody? I think we lost Mac and Nick. Hey, Dan. Oh, that Matt and Nick, but I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut this short, and
I just walked outside to smoke and you pull this shit. Killing me.
I think we lost Matt. I think we lost Matt. Let's see. Where the hell is it?
Like it.
Yeah, Matt's gone. I think we'll cut this
You
shit.
gave the word and you said fuck it.
I think we'll cut this shit short tonight. My attitude could use an adjustment. It's not been good today. I sincerely hope Trump gets out of this as he's gotten out of everything else that has been bullshit thrown at him. Um,
He knew this was coming,
yeah,
Gary. You
yeah.
damn good well this was coming.
So my attitude has been shit all day. And I know a lot of other people have been too.
Oh, I could have pissed a flame 12 inches long all goddamn day long.
Oh boy. Pissed
Get your
off.
pen ready.
I guess, yeah, fuck. I don't know. Maybe I guess we just stay on. I can understand your frustrations. I hope you guys find some light at the end of your tunnel. Thank you, Daniel.
It's a dim light, but still on right about now.
I think that I mean, I have heard Wisconsin is going to be recalled. Arizona, I've already heard is recalled. I don't think they Wisconsin. I don't think they've announced it yet, but I'm pretty. They're definitely wanting a recount. So I mean, what does that say? Okay.
Pennsylvania's still up in the air.
For me, this
Trump's
start.
still ahead in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, for me, this started last night when I started realizing that them calling states where he is winning a lot of the counties, and they're calling it for Biden. And I say that because in the last election, if you looked at the election map, it didn't look that much different in a lot of these states. He won most of the fucking counties, and they outvoted those whatever cities or could in this election that be so much different. The problem is, Dan, is we survived Obama. We did. But the problem is the damage is already done. Before you know it, we do lose the country to something that we ain't going to like. Okay. Yes.
The problem is,
we
the
did.
real problem is these Democrats don't understand what they voted for.
No. They think they voted because they hated Trump and they want him out of office. Trump is suing Michigan.
And that was it.
Yeah. Because he
voted on hate.
I don't get. See, 2016. Excuse me. All the fucking states that he ended up winning, he won because in the electoral college, obviously, because so many people in these counties in each of these states voted for him, which canceled out the votes from the liberal cities or areas in these states. So a lot of these states, it's the same goddamn thing, yet they're calling for Biden. And last night, it became very obvious, and Eric said it, the numbers are not adding up. Okay? They are not adding up.
No, that is correct. And the numbers are being found somewhere and adding to the Democrat side.
That I have zero doubt of. Okay, and you start looking at these ballots.
Yeah, when you stop counting votes before there's 100% in, there's a problem. And Trump is ahead in all these states. Then all of a sudden, at 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, Biden gets this big ass to be the winner.
Mm-hmm. But this wasn't. This was about saving the Republic of America. Without Republic, there is no democracy. Listen, right now, and I agree with what you're saying, Fred. Believe it or not, I do. Okay, but right now, we need allies in the government to do exactly what you're talking about. And although Trump isn't the only one, he's the biggest one. When you have someone like Biden in charge, it just makes it harder. That's just my opinion. That's all I can give. But this has been a massive corruption plot to usurp not only the
overthrow democracy.
Well, I don't know. Overthrow a president.
Yeah, well, they had this.
It's a coup, is what it
They
is.
had this coup going on for the past 4 years.
Yeah, and they finally hit on. They've been planning this
continued.
shit. Why do you think they've been so confident that Biden was going to win? Our problem was, at least for the voters, okay, regular people, is that we were so confident because we knew that the polls were bullshit, which they were. Okay, we knew all that. We looked at the rallies, we looked at this, we did get blah blah, but in the end, uh, a lot of people didn't stop to think that this could be happening. I don't know really how, to be honest. I mean, once the mail-in voting started, you knew shit was going to go downhill. Okay, so we can't have prosperity with the Biden crime family stealing our income. Yep. When are you going to step up and get the laptop out there with all the criminal information of Joe Biden and his son that ain't being talked about, that ain't being investigated? They say they have.
even pulled it off with the bumbling fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That is even like just throwing in your face. You know.
And look at the way they ran him. There's no way, even the way he ran for president, he should win. He never came out of his house half the time. Okay. He was forced out the last week before the election because everybody was saying, "Where's Joe Biden?" Okay. Trump's doing 5 rallies a fucking day the week before the election with thousands upon 100,000 people a day or more at his rallies, and you're going to tell me he lost? I'm sorry. I like to question shit when it don't sound right, and that ain't right. Okay, that ain't right. There's a whole lot of shit that ain't right. And one of the main things is, why aren't people like Adam Schiff in jail for what he pulled, or Pelosi? How about people in the FBI? Why do they keep letting them go, saying they're not going to prosecute them? How about Hillary Clinton? They're not going to prosecute her ever. Obama, who was involved in every goddamn dirty fucking trick you can think of in his administration up until now. Why isn't he going to jail? That's the fucking problem. That's what should be questioned every single day. A vehicle train over 90 miles long. Yeah, I heard about that. Uh, 90 miles, Trump vehicle, I don't know, parade or something. 90 miles. This government has disgraced this country and disgraced each and every one of us. So there's a lot of things to question. There's a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot of things that need to be straightened out. And until we, the people, start saying enough is enough, I mean, maybe it's going to take us getting out in the streets every fucking day and not rioting, but just kicking ass. And I mean that in a physical sense, not in just going out there and screaming at the other side. They scream at you, everybody goes home saying, "We won." I mean, an all-out brawl in the streets. That's what the left fucking wants. That's what we should give them. I don't know. Maybe it's time. Yeah, that don't make sense. They call us a silent majority, so I guess they're the mail-in majority.
There was a time when, the American way, that's the American way, right and justice, the rule of law, that shit's right out the fucking window. There's no American way anymore.
No. American way is get what you can and fuck your brother. That's the American way these days. After what the Democrats have put this country through for the last 4 years, there's no possible way there was enough stupid people who could vote for Democrat, period. Well, now all the mainstream medias are talking about the mail-in votes and how they're usually mostly Democrat. Yet, Florida, I can tell you, it was in the news for 3 or 4 days straight. Massive Republican turnout in mail-in voting. Massive, a record, and they were way, way, way ahead of Democrat mail-in voting. So explain that. Okay? And we weren't the only state. There were other states that were setting records also.
I'll tell you what, when they declare Biden the winner, I might fly my flag at half mast.
Or upside down. Biden can't string two sentences together and can't even introduce his own grandson by the right name. And I'm supposed to believe he strategized to obtain exactly 270 votes. Yeah, that's yeah, you're on a roll, Eric. I gotta admit. Um, like I said earlier,
Fucking Joe can't strategize how to get the milk in his Fruit Loop. Fucking morning. Come on.
that's true. Like I said earlier, does the rioting and looting stop if Biden is called? Does racism stop? No, and not any more than taking down state statues makes anybody's life any fucking better. And I'm going to tell you something. I'll say it again. I'm done with Fox News. After last night and watching what they were pulling, I went over we got up there last night. I went and watched One American News. First time ever I watched it on my TV. First time. And they're saying, I can't believe that all these mainstream media outlets are calling these so soon. I mean, you got like one state, whatever it was, I don't remember, it was late and I was half asleep, but one state, like 60% of the vote is, they're giving it to Biden. I mean, what are they doing? A lot of these comments are based on emotion, but let's look at the bigger picture. We don't we don't know what the next 4 years holds if Biden wins. We do know whoever wins, we need to come together as a country, put our political ideologies aside. Let's work together, make this country better for all our sakes. That's fine, but we do know what will happen. Biden has told us what will happen. Kamala Harris has told us what would happen. And if you were paying attention, and not saying you weren't, just in general, okay, they have told us exactly what's going to happen. They're going to raise taxes. They're going to raise taxes on business, which means business is moving out of the country. The economy is going to tank. The economy will tank the minute that Biden takes office. If not the day if he's called as the winner, the stock market will go down. And it ain't coming back up like it was. They are going to put us in a lockdown. And because Biden is so corrupt, China will continue its reign of terror over here with their freaking financial and cheap ass shit they send here. That's what's going to happen. You are correct about the American people. We should be better.
Maybe China will send COVID-20 over now. What the fuck? Why not?
I don't know.
Well, Biden's going to send lockdown over. That's for damn sure.
Next 4 years, if Biden wins, will be exactly what I said. No way to prove that today because he hasn't won yet, or at least they haven't called him. And with lawsuits going and so forth, they could take a while. If they call Biden, though, that's what's going to happen. And you will see it. They're also going to take the guns.
Yeah, I think the Ukraine and China and Kazakhstan got Biden all the electoral votes that he's got right about now.
Lord, I'm waiting to see an Alvin Goodwin video. This should be a good one. We'll be all hammered and after this election.
Yeah,
that would be a fucking. I'll have to watch that one.
Yeah, he likes his beer. If they raise taxes on my businesses, I will shut them all down, live off what I have amassed thus far. Yeah, there you go. And you know what that's going to also do? Probably put 500 people out of work. And they will not be the only ones because a lot of other companies are either do one of two things: shut down or move out of the country if they can afford it. That's fact. And Joe Biden has come out and he has said this. Kamala Harris has said this. They're going to take away the Second Amendment, not take it away, the Second Amendment, because they would need a convention of states to do that. But they are going to come up with common sense gun control, which means they're going to take as many weapons as they can. Uh, in some places, I guarantee you, they will go door to door. And if you don't believe that, it happened in England. I don't know if it's still happening. It's happened. We're going door to door in Canada. Okay. I'm all for the Second Amendment. If I was issued guns,
I want to be somewhere over the rainbow right now. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I'm all for the Second Amendment. If I was issued guns to protect this country, I should be able to protect my family as well. That's absolutely true. The only reason I own weapons is not because I love them. It's not because I have like gun trading cards and I know every single thing there is to know about guns. I do it for one reason and one reason only: to protect the people in the four walls of my house, which happens to be me and my wife. That's it. And when I'm outside going somewhere, to protect her and me, and I suppose anyone who needs it, uh, whatever. That's why I have guns. I'm not a hunter. I'm nothing. I have guns for self defense. That's it. Are all the companies going back to Mexico? Well, Matt's company moved to Mexico. That's why he's not working.
Oh, you can only imagine all of the what the hell you call it, presidential, what they call that. He does his own shit and not pass a law.
Oh, executive order.
Biden's gonna rescind all that.
Yep.
Executive order. Yeah, Biden's gonna rescind all everything Trump did.
Yep. Pretty much.
Jobs guy is gonna put all these goddamn EPA regulations back in.
Yep.
Jobs die, oil field dies.
Yep.
Gas goes up.
Yep.
Food prices go up. Farmers go out of work. Workers go out of work. Car workers go out of work.
I actually believe that gas prices and the economy and all will be worse under Biden than it was under Obama. Obama will open the borders, take away our guns, take away our freedom of speech, slow the economy, put everyone out of work, raise our taxes, force Obamacare back down our throat. We'll have socialized health care and we'll depend on foreign countries for everything. That is correct.
You are exactly right, Eric.
Yeah, all you have to do is look around at the Western world was doing. That's why England got out of the EU. Look at what they were doing. Okay.
Oh yeah, like Joe told everybody a couple days ago. Everybody's entitled to abracadabra, health, there, whatever he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude's fucking. Who the fuck would vote for this guy? It's a joke, man.
It is. It is truly a joke. That is exactly what it is. Okay. And I gotta tell you, it's the same story. I haven't even been on Twitter today because I don't think I would have exploded and put my fist to the computer screen. Because there's people out there believe he won fair and square. And that they are heroes now for voting Joey in.
Yeah, Twitter was blocking Trump left and right.
Yep. 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 his campaign has already declared him the winner, not Joe Biden himself. His campaign. You better believe those liberals
Yeah,
on the
Joe had a speech, and Joe's speech said, I'm not declaring to be winner, but when all the votes are counted, I will be the winner.
Yeah.
Pretty much what he said.
Yeah, you're right. I heard it right before I came on. Biden wants to get us back in the Paris Climate Accord so the U.S. can foot the bill for other countries' inability to stop poisoning the planet. Yeah, that's true. And he also wants to get us back into the Iran deal. So apparently that'll probably cost us another 500 fucking million, which is, beautiful, I guess.
Yeah, get us right back into NAFTA again.
Yep. I don't think they can do that.
TPP did fucking everything. I mean, the USA is going to pay everybody. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, nobody's got a job
Mm-hmm.
to pay taxes.
Well, when you open the borders and let in the cheap labor, we, as American citizens, cannot compete with that. Okay. So.
This is, I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life. This incompetent, bumbling fucking idiot that I don't believe has been elected. No rational person would vote for this fucker. It shows you how their mechanism was so put in place. I can't believe they pulled this off. I really can't. This is mind-boggling shit.
Yep.
Well, more mind-boggling is the idiots that voted for it, who are going to be out of a job pretty soon and not have health care or have shitty-ass health care.
Oh yeah, I told my wife, let's prepare to be poor now because we got to pay for everybody.
Yeah.
All that. Tear the wall down. Anybody come all. We'll pay for all your health care, fucking welfare, blah blah blah, food, education. You know, your grandma, drag them all the fuck up here. There you go.
Yeah. Free everything. Free college. Who here ever got anything for fucking free in their life? I think we all worked our asses off to get where we're at.
There's a lot of free shit in life. It's usually cheap, flimsy, and crappy. And somehow or another.
And not for us.
Yeah, and somehow or another, we end up paying for it. So,
Yeah. So much for free, right?
I mean, you used to open a bank account, you could get a toaster. They don't do that anymore. They give you a pen now or something, and then charge you for that later.
You can buy a box of Cracker Jacks and get a free ring or some stupid shit, but that was those 3 cents were tied into the damn price of the Cracker Jack.
Exactly. So these people got free Obama phones. Well, he raised taxes on everybody. We all paid for them free Obama phones for the however few people got them. Right?
Yeah, free for you, not for me is what that is.
We have stimulus bullshit, and they give $25 million to the Kennedy Center, and we get 1,200. What does that tell you?
Yeah. They fired everybody over there. That's the crazy part.
Here's the deal. They gave us our own money back, $1,200, and we still had to have our part in paying the $25 million that went to the Kennedy Center And when the Kennedy Center was approved for this, they immediately laid off their orchestra so they would be at the amount of employees they were allowed to have to get that money.
I guess Plenty Oboe ain't in big demand anymore. Huh?
I don't know. Loses, let's hope everything stays peaceful.
Yeah, these are
Violence begets
dire
violence.
streets, man. This is going to be bad times. I
Down.
see the country go down the shitter in probably a month after he's sworn in. Uh, I'm besides myself right now as far as mind boggled. I really, I have no words.
I know.
Well,
It is.
just be willing to hear the words. Here is your president, Kamala Harris.
Yeah. It's like it's the helpless feeling that there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. And violence does beget violence, but Daniel, at what point do we say enough is enough and fight back? And I'm talking about real fighting. When is it time for conservatives to get out in the street, leave the goddamn flag at home, and just go out and start kicking some fucking ass? When does that happen?
Yeah, don't let them know who you are when you're coming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, calm down. I know that's the spontaneous reaction, but that's not going to change the government kicking somebody's ass.
No, but it makes me feel better.
Fucking Joe and well, Kamala fucking being in office.
Make me feel better. Hey, I hope you're all well. Okay, that said, what the actual fuck happened is a bunch of bullshit, cheating Democrat commie bastards. Yeah, we've been pretty much that's been the theme of the show. Maybe we should get violent. Just saying. I don't know. And Matt is right, and so is Daniel. But people keep saying we survived Obama. But to what damage? What damage did he leave in his wake? Okay.
BLM,
He's,
Antifa,
who the fuck?
ISIS.
Yeah, who the fuck do you think gave rise to all these fucking assholes in the street? That was Obama. Eric Driver wants to know how long before McCabe and Comey get reinstated.
Yeah, that dude.
But that was not going to prove nothing. No, but it'd make me feel better, Daniel. You have to understand something. I'm not going to go out in the street and kick everybody's ass unless they try to kick mine.
Turning my stomach right now. I got to tell you.
I'm not going to go out in the street and fight anybody unless they're trying to fight me. But the frustration level especially right now in this country is at an all-time high. And those things are going to come out. Obama was a tornado, but Biden would be a tsunami and a monsoon. I think he'd be worse than Obama. Team Scott. Yeah, I agree. I think he'd be much worse. And all he's going to do is pick up where Obama left off. If Obama had another 4 or 8 years, what do you think he would have done? He's the one that got all the unrest in the country going. That was him. We know that. It wasn't white people. It wasn't white nationalists. It wasn't any of that bullshit. It wasn't conservatives. If it was conservatives, we all own guns. You'd fucking know it if it was us.
So it all started with if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. That's the fucking beginning of the bullshit.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I get it,
And
Jerry.
there were no scandals during the Obama administration.
Daniel Rio says, I get it, Jerry. I'm too old to throw hands now. I'll just shoot you and say my PTSD acted up. Yeah. The globalists are so powerful.
Yeah,
I don't know if we
Biden
can
gets
stop
called,
it.
it's going to be a shit show. That's all I have to say. It's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
And I think we'll all be able to survive because we know how to. These idiots that never had a job and been living off the government tit all this time, they're going to say, well, where the fuck's my money?
All right.
I'm going to go steal it for sure now.
Biden will soon be
That's
gone.
where we're going to have to protect ourselves.
Jimmy Collins says Biden will soon be gone. Harris will bring up hell from the underground. I think they picked her. Joe Biden is.
There's a reason behind everything.
Joe Biden is a wishy-washy, corrupt piece of shit, but in the end, he's a centrist. Okay, and that's all he is. They put Kamala Harris in there because she's a dyed-in-the-wool socialist Democrat, and the only reason they put tack Democrat on the end is because they're really socialists or communists, but they can't get elected saying that. Look at the bright side. Weed has become decriminalized.
The squad running everything.
With Biden's leadership, we all want to be stoned. Not me. I'm having a hard time realizing our beautiful First Lady is being replaced by a frumpy book peddler.
Fucking elder abuser bitch is what she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that. And I feel sorry for the situation. I don't really feel sorry for Joe Biden. That shouldn't happen to anybody, what they did. But he's going to be president and not even fucking know it.
Well, Joe's always had he's dumb. He's always been as dumb as a fucking glass doorknob, but he's always wanted to be fucking president,
Mm-hmm.
He's still hanging on to that, But now he doesn't even doesn't know half the time if he's running for president or not. I mean, when he gets fucking inaugurated, go, yes, I'm. Thank you for electing me to the fucking Senate. It's a fucking joke, man.
The thing about people like him and Kamala Harris, they're willing to do anything to be powerful. So, Oregon voted to decriminalize a shit ton of drugs. I think Florida voted in $15 an hour. It's going to be in the Constitution now, the Florida Constitution.
Well, that's great. Then you'll have half of your Burger King shutting down because they can't afford their fucking $8-9 an hour. Sounds great, but the companies will just absorb that fucking cost.
Mm-hmm. And what you'll
have
have
downsize or raise the prices.
And
it's just fucking bullshit, man.
What you will have is either drive-through service only, where you only really need a manager of some sort, couple of people at the drive-through window, and a couple of people cooking. Okay, you don't need to take care of the dining room. You don't need to do any of that. So people will lose their jobs, and if they do have indoor service, you'll be going to one of them. I think they call them a kiosk, where you're talking to a fountainhead and it tells you what the, you know, what you want. You know, that's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, the $15 minimum wage sounds good on paper, but it's like, well, you're gonna cut out like a third of fucking people working because
Yep.
they're gonna be like, oh, let's do the math here. We got to raise the wage. Well, we don't need this many employees. We're gonna still make our bottom line of wages, and we'll have to make do with less people.
I think that the sad part is that people don't realize that everywhere this has been tried, restaurants have either gone out of business or cut their staff so much that the service sucks, or have gone to kiosks or any of that kind of shit. Basically, what you're going to see at Burger King or McDonald's, any of these fast food places, is like we have now, where no one's allowed in the front door in a lot of places, and you got to go through the drive-through. Yep, they're going to do away with money and coins, and they're going to give you a debit card, and you're going to be able to get what you want, all that free stuff, right? Yeah. Uh,
So they're going to limit your access to your own damn money if you still have some.
so we get locked down again, and they don't have a stimulus, don't have a padded unemployment plan, and don't have direction on how to handle the virus. What the fuck do they expect people to do? So you're going to put 70% of the country out in the street? I need answers. I don't blame you, Daniel, because your situation sucks. A little bit of hope. I don't know, but I read an article where Nancy's now going to be forced to negotiate this week, probably a some kind of stimulus, because although the Republicans did not win the House, they did pick up quite a few seats, and the looks like we kept the Senate at least. So you know, who knows? Dan says, "Yeah, I can go to work at McDonald's for $15 an hour and get food stamps to sleep in my bed every night instead of driving a Walmart truck and having to sleep in his truck." Which I'm not sure. I mean, I think some of them are pretty deluxe trucks and everything, but I enjoy my own house to sleep in. Nancy Pelosi should be forced to retire.
Now, if Joe ups the price of beer, we're gonna have a problem.
Well,
Oh, everything's going up.
yeah, because when they do the sin tax again, which they do every year or 2 years, they just add it to either gas or they add it to alcohol and cigarettes or something. They're giving 1,200 a month first stimulus. It's been over 6 months. That's quite a bit of money, and we're still going to wind up with just 1,200. What the hell is that going to do? It doesn't. What they need to do is take all that fucking money they want to give out for these big companies and so on and so forth, and all these businesses, split it up amongst the people, and give them that. The people run the economy. That's what people don't get. Yeah, there's economists, and there's this, and there's that, and there's big companies, and there's manufacturers, all this, but the people are the ones doing the buying. Okay? I mean, think about $1,200 we got the last time. I walked into Walmart. There wasn't a TV in the fucking place here. Okay? Sold out of TVs. Sold out of laptops. Right? People spend the money. So give them what they need. Give it to them. Fuck these companies.
Well, hell, Jerry, if they declare Joe the winner, just go down to the Walmart and loot the fucking TV. Because, right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the norm these days.
See, Daniel.
Walmart writes it off as a tax credit.
Let's see. Daniel said 1,200 isn't even my rent. I never even got the first stimulus. Did you find out why? Hey, I can spend the next 4 years in my new bar and stay drunk until 2024.
I'll buy my beer and cigarettes for a month. Fuck.
When are you opening, Steven? Steven has his new bar. He can stay there till 2024 drunk. He'll be fine.
Might have to. Because I want to be in his fucking platoon.
Well, yeah, we're all going to hang out. We're all going up to Stevens to wait out the 4 years of Joe Biden. Let's see. Larry Burns says a 15-pack in Canada is $36 because of the sin tax.
Damn.
Yeah. Daniel Real says it's our money. We paid into the stimulus. We get $1,200 one time. That's like 0.00001%. He just says, I just can't. Exactly. It's insane. We're giving millions and millions of dollars away to all these companies. Now, the small businesses, I don't mind helping out small business, but guess what? If they took all that money, pulled it together, and then divided it up amongst all the legal citizens in this country and handed it to them, those people who own that business would probably get it too. And they could put it into their business or they could shut their business, whatever the fuck they want to do, and live. That's what a stimulus does. But we keep giving it to the same fucking companies that put us in this mess in the first place.
Biden's getting in there, if he gets in there, and he's talking about he wants to destroy the oil industry. The oil companies, assholes, are going to be puckering up. I'm paying $3.85 a gallon as is. What's it going to go up to? You know, I pay $10.14 for a pack of cigarettes. What the fuck is it? I mean, Christ.
Eric Driver said
at least double it all, Matt.
I had to put I had to put 10 years amount of skill, but now someone who can't manage anything beyond flipping burgers or dropping fries in a vat gets to start out where I'm finally at. Exactly. Thus you ask your whole life and career something. Stephen Tolliver says his bar or restaurant is opening next week. Good for you. Daniel Rio, as a black man myself, I don't trust them. I don't trust anybody. No, especially in the fucking government.
Hey, Steve over there, can I run a little book out of the back room, you know? Could you give you a little taste, you know? A couple of grand a week, you know, we can work something out.
Alan McMillan, yeah.
Anyone notice nobody noticed that Rio was a black man?
No, I didn't notice that.
I never realized that.
I didn't either.
I never looked at color around.
I don't really give a shit. He's cool with me.
Who's a black dude?
Daniel
Jerry.
Rio.
What? Who?
Yeah, Daniel Rio's
That's
black
my
guy.
point,
I guess.
man.
I don't know. I'm not sure why. I don't really give a fuck. You know, the guy.
No, that's my point.
Guys, yeah, exactly.
I don't know who he is. Who is he?
If we're so racist, we would have noticed that, right?
Yeah. You know, it's like people come on here and I don't give a fuck who you are. You know, just try to. And he's I don't know. I'm not even sure he agrees with a lot of what we say, but he's a nice guy. Works his ass off, and then they lock him down. He'll lose his job twice. You know. I can tell you this: he's paying more than $1,200 in rent a month. That's fucking And rent is another thing. You know what? Enough with the rent. Goddamn ridiculous what they charge for these places.
What rent? Oh.
Let's see. He says
Oh,
he's
it's
like,
price gouging. I mean, it's price gouging.
yeah, it is. I
lived
can't.
here in California.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
You
it.
know.
And you said the guy renting your house is paying $4,000 a month for a house. Down here, I can't. I've never seen a $4,000 house. I'm sure they're here somewhere in a high end neighborhood, but Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. I mean, good for you for getting it, I guess, but nevertheless, but you want to live in
For
California?
rent
Yeah,
or our house payment.
no rent.
Holy shit.
Matt, I want 45% of your take. Make all the book you want. There you are, Matt. You're in. Right up until the jail sentence and Stephen loses his liquor
45.
license.
We'll have to negotiate over here, but maybe we'll go 35. Hey, we'll think about it. We'll talk it over.
Yeah, and right up until you get
Go to
arrested.
Stiller's, and we're gonna make a lot of money over here. We one hand washes the other.
Well, until you get arrested and Stephen loses his liquor license, and then you two are fighting with each other in a jailhouse. Nice. A heartwarming story of success.
Oh, I used to when I was a kid. There was this place called Dee's Cigar Store. The back room. They had this fucking blackboard. It was about like 30 feet
Oh yeah.
wide and about 12 feet high, and they would have fucking bets on everything. The odds, and dude would be on like a step ladder. Fucking, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was hidden.
Kind of like that movie The Sting.
Wink,
That's what
wink.
they had. Kind of like that movie The Sting. That's what they had in that place. The con guys, and they had like two or three guys on the blackboard doing nothing but erasing shit and then rewriting it and marking down odds and all that kind of crap. Let's see. Larry Burns says in Canada, 910 square foot, small 3-bedroom townhouse. Wow, that is small. 910 square feet, really? That's a townhouse?
900. Yeah, that's tiny. That's
Yeah.
fucking tiny.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
Yeah,
tiny.
that's not
How much? How much?
$1,315 a
bathroom
month.
in a room in my house.
Yeah, $1,315 a month. Dear God,
Jeez.
what the fuck kind of bed? What is a bedroom like a hallway with a door in it?
Like a Trump bedroom with gold and shit in it.
I don't know, man. That is small.
No, I know exactly what it looks like. The bedroom is right next to the bathroom. You got a kitchen and a small living room.
No, it's a 3-bedroom.
What?
Townhouse.
3 bedroom. You gotta live with midgets?
I'm telling you, it's a
No, how could you have 3 bedrooms and 900 feet? That's fucking impossible.
small downstairs, small upstairs. I guess it's a townhouse. Townhouses normally are 2 floors. I don't know about in Canada, but they are
What?
here. Well, he lives there, man. I'm guessing he knows.
What do you mean? Like, what, 450 on the first floor and 450 on the second floor? I mean, how do you get 900? I mean,
Hello,
that's crazy.
410 square feet. I can see. I used to rent studios at 376 square feet. So, yeah, I guess I could see it. That is small, though. I can't imagine how tiny the bedrooms are.
Well, my mother-in-law's house that we own outright, no mortgage on it, goes for $2,600 a month. It's right down the block, about 8 mile away from me,
Jimmy
and they
Carter.
love it. It's like cash money coming in, $2,600 a month, no mortgage on that fucker.
It's nice. I was running a 5-bedroom
Dude,
house to a
I
family.
pay like $485 a month for my home loan.
Wow,
That's it.
485.
And this is a 3-bedroom,
Oh yeah, my
2-bath,
yeah.
kitchen, living room, outside garage, you name it.
Oh yeah, the prices at in one of my buddies, Dave, he bought a condo, brand new, back in the early '80s. His mortgage was like $850 a month. The whole total price was like $130,000. He paid that off in like 10 years, and he's rented out for like $3,000, and he's paid off. And he bought a house, and he's living there, and he's siphoning his $3,000 rental property off.
Fred Shaw says it's 8:55, boys and girls. I gotta go to the garage and go clean the slingshot. Figure out what I want to do for the next 4 years. Okay, Fred, take care. It is time to go.
Fred, you need to hook up with Matt, get a catapult.
Yeah, apparently. You could try recording your memories of a time we had a constitution from Eric Driver. Yeah, maybe do that. I don't know. Anyway, time to go. So by Friday we make no more. I don't know. We'll see. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, Matt, you got any last words?
God bless America.
Daniel Rios said I had a 22 square foot house. I'm sorry, 2,200 square foot house. And had to give it up because of COVID. Now I live in a 1-bedroom with a loft that my 15-year-old has to share with my 5-year-old. I have to tell myself it's okay and we'll get better, but at what point will it? All these politicians making $500K a year arguing about what they think we need. It's fucked up shit. Gotta change. Daniel,
Where's he at?
I suspect.
Where is he at?
Where do you live, Daniel? Where do you live again? He's told us. I can't remember. I can tell you, at some point, I
You
suspect
tell us, Texas maybe?
you will make it better. It's just hard now, man. It's hard. I get you, and I feel bad for you. Not that that does anything,
Garland,
or
Texas.
does anything, but I
Remember
do
that.
feel bad for you. Good night, everybody. Maybe tomorrow the sun will shine and everything will be right with the country. There's always that chance, I guess. I don't know. Nick, any last words for the sea? Oh, he lives in Garland, Texas. Yes. Did you? I think somebody just said that. So.
Yeah.
Texas.
I said that.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be me.
Yeah. So Garland, Texas. Yeah, he did tell us that. I remember it now. All right, Nick. Any last words?
Like Matt said, God save us all. I mean, something has to happen here. Oh, Trump fights this to the end.
Sure he will.
There's some nefarious shit going on.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
And if Biden gets in there, we're fucked.
They're already smacking their lips with anticipation. So we'll see. All right, guys, stay vigilant, be aware of your surroundings at all times, and always remember it's amazing what you can. Let's try to have better attitudes and so forth by Friday. As fun as that'll be. But that's when we'll be back. Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, maybe there'll be some good news. You never know. We'll see. Take care, guys. Have a good night.